your first look at high school football scores and highlights. This is First Down Friday Night with the WZDX Sports Team. First Down Friday Night is sponsored by your local Health Mart Pharmacy and B2EDI. Be the best to ever do it.
It's been a longer than usual night for the crew here at WZDX thanks to the 2020 World Series. But I want to thank you for joining us on another edition of First Down Friday Night, the late night version. I'm Mo Carter, and tonight we've got a good night of football highlights. Many region champions will be crowned while other playoff bids are being offered with a win. Charity Chambers is on the injury report tonight, but Kayla Carlisle is still in the starting lineup this season. She's got a big game out there in the Sand Mountain area, and she lets us know right now. Kayla?
Another week, another great night of high school football. First up on my list, I've got a top 10 matchup for region play between Falkville and North Sand Mountain. After that, I'll bring you highlights of East Limestone at Sylvania.
All right, thank you so much, Kayla. Can't wait to check out those games in just a few moments. Now, one game I was really excited about when I looked on the schedule was Fort Payne and Oxford. Since losing to Gaston City, the Fort Payne Wildcats have been on a roll, winning their last 6. That provided a lot of momentum going into tonight's game with Oxford. The Yellow Jackets, they defeated every region opponent by an average of 41 points per contest. Region title on the line tonight, so something had to give in Northeast Alabama. Let's take you out there for all the action. Fort Payne flexes his muscle very early. Third down, J.D. Blaylock throws it into the flats to Connor Cash, and just like the color of money, he has a lot of green in front of him. He's tackled inside the 5-yard line. Cash takes it to the door of the bank, and then Darrell Prather will make the deposit with the touchdown right here. Fort Payne leads 7-0. But back comes the Yellow Jackets of Oxford. They've got a huge quarterback. This is Revy Higgins III, faking a quick pitch, and then he shoots out the pocket, and he is gone 37 yards for a touchdown. Ball game tied at 7 apiece. Let's go to the second quarter now. Oxford on the move once again, moving from left to right on your television screen. Revy Higgins dumps it off to Rock Taylor, and Taylor will get it down inside of the red zone. And look, if you are already hearing me talk about these two guys, guess what's going to happen just next? It sets up this. Higgins throwing the fade route to who else but Taylor in the back of the end zone. He hauls it in. It was 14-7 at the break. Oxford was up. But let's check out your final score from this one as Oxford goes on to win by a final of 49-14. Fort Payne finishes second in the region thanks to this loss. So next week, the Wildcats will take on North Jackson to wrap up the regular season. All right, so let's move on, everyone. Last week, the Golden Eagles of Athens earning at least a share of the region title, and they could win it outright with some help. Let's pick things up as they take on Decatur. Jeremiah Rice taking the opening kickoff, and he will score a touchdown. Look at the great moves. He picks up some great blocks going down the sidelines. It's 7-0 Athens. Now, Athens runs the flea flicker, everyone, and guess what? It works. As Cal George throws the pass to Jay Jude, Athens up 14-3. Now Athens will score around the left side coming up right here. Watch Dylan Roper just get to the edge and then find the end zone right here. 21-10 at that point. Now Athens will later on force a fumble from Decatur. They recover inside the 10. 2 plays later, Jamin Draper will score the touchdown. Let's check out your final score from across the river tonight. Athens goes on to win by a final of 31-17. So with the victory, they at least have a share of the region title. Tonight ended Decatur's season. Next week, Athens, they've got a bye before they go into the playoffs. So the other big game in that region featuring Cullman and Muscle Shoals. Here's the situation. If Cullman wins, Athens wins the region. If Muscle Shoals wins, then it's a tie in other places. Bearcats striking first. Brody Malcolm taking it coast to coast, and he's got a touchdown. Cullman up 7-0. Muscle Shoals will respond. Brooks Berry hits the outside, and he will score around the edge right there, going over the pylon for a touchdown. That makes it 7-7, everyone. More from Cullman now. Max Doolin, he will roll out, and watch this play. His intended receiver bobbles it, and then somehow it gets into the hands of Isaiah Jones. Hey, that's how they wrote it up. So touchdown, Cullman, 14-7. In the second half, it's tied 21-21 until Brooks Berry right up the gut for a touchdown. 2-point conversion good, 29-21. Max Doolin leads the team down the field and gets the touchdown on the QB keeper, but the two-point conversion is no good. So because of that, it's 29-27. Cullman, what are you going to do? We've got to kick the onside kick so they get a nice high bounce. Watch Jalen Huey tap it back in bounds, and Brody Malcolm recovers it. Cullman has a chance. This play was so nice, I'm going to show it to you twice. Watch the nice bounce, then throw it back in downs, and bam, recovery right there. Cullman gets all the way down to the 4-yard line, and here's your game right here, everyone. Brody Adams, the kick is up, and it is good. Cullman wins with no time left on the clock. Let's check out your final as Cullman goes on to beat Muscle Shoals 30-29. With the Bobcats win, Athens takes the region. Cullman is second, and Muscle Shoals, they'll get into the playoffs, but there's a few tie breaks and all that happening. Muscle Shoals takes on Sparkman next week. Columbia travels down to take on Cullman. How about some Thursday night action? East Lawrence trying to wrap up an undefeated season in region play last night against Colbert Heights. It was a defensive mess. Caden Rivers, no room to run, and he's swarmed by a pack. And then Carson Shaw has little time before Gabe Terry will sack him for a loss. East Lawrence back on the offensive. Levi Barnes is flushed out of the pocket thanks to pressure of the Wildcats defense. Now finally, Canaan Pugh will break into the open, as you will see right after this play. And look, he is, like, when I say he's breaking out into the open, just watch it. I mean, he just breaks one tackle, and he is gone, everybody. 50 yards, but guess what? There was a flag on the play, so that touchdown was called back. Scoreless of the first quarter, but let's check out your final score from this one. There's a lot of scoring. Eventually, East Lawrence takes the 31-15 win. They finish with a perfect record in region play. Next week, Colbert Heights takes on Wilson. East Lawrence will take on Sheffield. Hey, we're just getting started here on First Down Friday night. Coming up next, we're heading to North Sand Mountain for a huge battle between the Bison and the Falkville Blue Devils. You don't want to miss that one. It's coming up next.
Now, back to the action on First Down Friday night.
Welcome back to the show, everyone, the late night edition. Don't forget, we're on social media at Mo Carter WZDX, at Kayla WZDX, and also at Charity WZDX. Even though it's late, if you send us a tweet, we will find a way to read about it out loud on air, everyone. So as we talked about earlier, some big-time matchups going on in Northeast Alabama this evening. Falkville traveling all the way to North Sand Mountain for a region title matchup. Plus, East Limestone, they made the trip out to Sylvania. Kayla Carlisle, she made the special trip out there, and she's got more.
Tonight marks the first ever meeting between East Limestone and Sylvania. Both teams are coming off of big losses last week, so tonight should be a big night for one of these two teams. The Rams are coming into tonight looking to break a recent losing streak, but could the Indians be that target? Well, jumping right into the third quarter, Indians lead by 6, but the Rams have the ball. Brody Smith throws a screen to Braden Thomas, and he's swerving in and out of the Indians' defense, rushing more than 50 yards. That's a touchdown, Sylvania. But that's not all. They would go for 2. Smith connects with Sawyer Hughes in the end zone, giving the Rams the lead now, 21-18. But the Indians would struggle. Penalties would put them at the Rams' 3-yard line. Dylan Paris takes the snap. He rushes around, but it's Braden Harris who takes him down, resulting in a safety. Rams now lead 23-18. Fast forward, Rams with the ball again. Smith would connect with Keenan Wilbanks this time, and he is wide open. He takes it to the house. Rams go up 30-18. And here's a look at your final score. Sylvania takes this one home 43-40. Real close game next week, though. East Limestone has a bye. Sylvania will travel to North Sand Mountain. And speaking of North Sand Mountain, the 10th-ranked team in Class 2A took on the 8th-ranked Falkville Blue Devils up the road a bit. And talk about a battle. Things got messy in this game. First quarter, Bison with the ball on 3rd down. Lake Bell hands off to Jacob Kirby, and he gets taken down at the line of scrimmage by Austin Holmes. But the Bison decide to go for it on 4th down. Bell pushes back and goes long to Derek Bearden, who almost gets taken down, but he pushes through, and he makes a run for it all the way to the end zone. They'd missed the extra point. Bison get on the board first, 6-0. And here's where things got a little hairy. Blue Devils with the ball. Peyton Saley goes for the pass to Michael Elliott, but he gets hit and the ball drops. Bison recover it, but the refs call it incomplete. That is, so we thought. After much deliberation, I'm talking several minutes of going back and forth on the call. Was it incomplete or was it a fumble? Well, they end up going with their initial call. Pass is incomplete. Blue Devils continue on 4th down. Christian Angulo takes the snap this time, and he runs it himself. but it would come up short. Bison would take over, and they would win this game, taking over the Falkville Blue Devils 12-7, your final score, giving Falkville their first loss of the season. It looks like next week the Blue Devils will be traveling to Winston County. North Sand Mountain again will be hosting Sylvania. In Jackson County, I'm Kayla Carlisle, WZDX Sports.
Thank you, Kayla, on that one. Last night at Milton Frank, the Mae Jemison Jaguars taking on Ardmore in a region matchup. Mae Jemison wins, they go to the playoffs. If Ardmore wins, they have a shot for the playoffs. Last time these two played was in 2017. Let's pick things up in the opening kickoff, and it's a surprise onside kick. Jeffrey Rodriguez, very, very bold, and guess what? He comes through with the successful onside kick. So the Tigers steal a possession. Then they move down the field. Jason Dawes takes the snap, tosses to Chris Allen, who goes long to Kason Hodges. It's the double pass, everyone, and that's a touchdown. Ardmore's on top, 7-0. Can Mae Jemison respond? As you see the cute little guy running on the track right there. He's a future football player. Jemison with the ball now. Kel Woods pushes back, launches it deep down the field, and Jonathan Jones is there with the easy money touchdown. They go for two, get denied, so the score is 7-6. Mae Jemison trails. Fast forward now to the second quarter. Jaguars ready to score again, and here it is. Woods takes the snap and pushes through the defense to get the ball across the line. They decide to go for two, and it was successful, as you see right here with the nice little back shoulder fade pass. It was 14-7 at that point. Let's check out your final scores. Mae Jemison goes on to win by a final of 20-14. With the victory, Mae Jemison will snag another playoff spot. Next week, the Jaguars will travel to Pell City, while Ardmore will take on West Limestone. We've got more action coming up on First Down Friday night, the late night edition, and more from Week 9, including more teams who are trying to improve their playoff position and others that were trying to remain unbeaten in region play. Stay tuned for more of that.
Now, more scores and highlights from across the valley on First Down Friday night.
If you've been tuning in each and every week, you know we've teamed up with Pro Football Hall of Famer and Best to Ever Do It brand creator Walter Jones this season to find some of the best offensive linemen in the area. Now, the brand promotes greatness not only on the football field, but also in the community. Kayla Carlisle has more with the newest Walter Jones Best to Ever Do It Offensive Lineman of the Week.
In between the mountains of the Tennessee Valley are the 4A Randolph Raiders.
So this week we wanted to recognize Carter Wimberly for being the Walter Jones Best to Ever Do It Offensive Lineman of the Week.
Yes, sir. It's not the most glorious position, but I like being able to protect my quarterback and make my running backs and all that, make them successful.
It's a response we get almost every time we ask, but offensive linemen seem to be some of the most selfless players on the field. Senior Carter Wimberly fits that mold to a T, but he takes it one step further and is selfless off the field as well. When he's not helping his teammates succeed, he's helping out his family by providing for himself at his job downtown at Honest Coffee.
I'm getting job experience right now, and I still find time to hang out with friends and have a social life, but if I can find the balance, which I have, of working and school and sports and social life and family, then I think I'm getting a better start than some other teenagers that don't have to do it right now.
That experience is also setting an example for his younger brother Jack, who also plays on the offensive line.
We used to fight a lot, but not really anymore. I played with him for forever.
Carter was able to speak to Best to Ever Do It's very own Walter Jones, and the two found out they have more in common than they thought.
What other position did you play at Holmes Community College?
I was a tight end. I was a tight end too.
Hey, tackle and tight end. Carter is playing tackle and tight end.
I've always wanted to see if I could actually do it, and so that's why I'm excited for it, and hopefully it goes well.
Congratulations to Carter on being this week's Walter Jones Best to Ever Do It Offensive Lineman of the Week. Tune in next week to see who we choose next.
Congrats to him. Wishing him the best. All right, let's go back across the river from last night. Decatur Heritage trying to remain unbeaten in region play, taking on Hackleburg. Eagles were up 28-0. Daniel Cooper finds Noah McCarley down the right side for a nice game. Then it's Cooper to Cooper, Daniel to Joshua for the touchdown in the back of the end zone. And that makes it 28-6. Decatur Heritage still on top. Now, Carson Sweeney will actually get the two-point conversion right here as he slips a couple of tackles. That makes it 28-8. But Decatur Heritage says it's our turn to shine now. Braden Kyle hooking up with his wide receiver for a nice gain down the left sideline. Then is Braden Kyle keeping the ball, and he's like, you know what? I don't want to throw it, so I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to run it. So look at Mr. Braden Kyle. He is going down the sideline, picks a couple of blocks in the end zone, right? No, there was a holding call on the play, so he did all that work for nothing. But guess what? If it worked once, why not try it again? Kyle with the spin move. He hits the circle button on PlayStation. If he's playing Madden, then watch him slip another defender, run over not one, not two, but three men to get into the end zone for a touchdown. Decatur Heritage up 35-8 at that point. Let's check out your final score as the Eagles go on to win by a final of 45-30. They finished region play undefeated. Next week, the Eagles, they've got a bye. Then they've got the first round action in the playoffs. Huckleberry will take on Phil Campbell. Interesting scenario here. Grissom had a chance to clinch a playoff spot tonight for the first time in years. Elijah Johnson hauls in a touchdown pass early from Jacob Foss. That makes it 14-0. This game actually went into a rain and lightning delay in the Florence area. Then we picked things up in the fourth quarter. Foss fires across the middle and hits John Stogner, 20-yard touchdown, 21-6 at that point. Then Ricardo Zimmerman late in the fourth quarter coming through and putting the game basically out of reach with this field goal. It's up and it is good. Let's look at your final score from this one. Grissom goes on to win by a final of 31-6. Tigers are heading to the playoffs for the first time since 2004. I was still in high school back then. That's also because Sparkman scored a victory over Huntsville tonight. Congratulations to Coach English and company. Next week, Grissom takes on Hazel Green while Florence takes on Gardendale. Hey, we'll wrap up the show after this break.
Now, more scores and highlights from across the valley on First Down Friday night.
More highlights for you coming. How about Madison County playing host to Westminster Christian? Wildcats get off to a rocky start. Brandon Mush, our former First Down Friday night MVP, being taken down, and he's intercepted by Matthew Dalton Towery, and he picks up a nice return on the INT. Then Ramiro Flowers finds Braden Port for a solid gain down the numbers of the sideline right there. 22 yards of Madison County's drive would stall. So later on, here comes Brandon Mush hitting Evan Shepard, and the guy who wears the same high school number as I did takes it all the way to the house. Westminster Christian goes up 7-0. But back come the Tigers thanks to Ramiro Towers, as he actually will go with a nice little play fake. He actually fakes out our camera guy, everybody, but then eventually he is running down the sidelines, tiptoeing down the sidelines. Looked like he might have been out, but the referees did not see it that way. So that's a touchdown, 7 apiece at that point. Let's check out your final score from out there in Gurley this evening. Madison County wins a squeaker by a final of 31-29. Next week, County has a bye before the playoffs. Westminster Christian will take on the Lead Generals. All right, let's go right down the road from that. Whitesburg Christian taking on Ider. Hornets up 27-13. Matthew Norman handles the low snap, and he'll take it several yards before picking up some good game. But guess what? There was a penalty on the play, so they got to go all the way back. Fourth down, another bad snap, and that will result in a turnover on downs. Things not looking too good for Ider on that drive. 2 plays later, Jordan Harper of Whitesburg Christian hands it off to Ryan Turner, and he takes it 55 yards for a touchdown. Warriors scratch their way back. It's now 27-20. But the Hornets, they will have no part of that. Hunter Robinson taking it right up the gut, everyone, and he didn't score from 50. He didn't score from 60, not 70, but 80 yards. And check out the referee running with him just to the goal line to put up his hands for a touchdown. 2-point conversion was good, 35-20 at that point. And then Ryan Turner again right up the middle for the Warriors there. And actually, hey, let's give you one more thing. Brennan Paul nails a 33-yard field goal. Ider up 35-23 according to the script, everybody. Let's check out your final score from out there off of Highway 72. Ider comes into the area and goes on to win by a final of 48-30. Next week, Ider is off. Whitesburg Christian wraps up their season with Coosa Christian. Let's tell you about our First Down Friday night MVP of the week. We want to say congrats to Guntersville running back Logan Pate. He is the Week 8 First Down Friday night MVP. Now let's tell you what he did last week. He compiled the following stats: 221 rushing yards, 6 touchdowns, and he led Guntersville to a region title for the first time in a few years with a 56-14 win over Boaz. Now, we know we had some great individual efforts tonight on the Gridiron during Week 9. You can help us choose the next MVP. Just send us an email, news@rocketcitynow.com. Give us the player's name, the school, the position, and the most important thing, the stats. We want to know what he actually did tonight or last night. We'll announce the next winner on Wednesday here on WZDX. Well, everyone, we want to thank you for joining us on the late night edition of WZDX's First Down Friday night. For the whole crew, I'm Mo Carter. Have yourself a great weekend. Stay safe and remember to mask up. We'll see you next Friday for Week 10.
You've been watching First Down Friday night, sponsored by your local Health Mart Pharmacy and B2EDI. Be the best to ever do it.